We believe that we've discovered one of the kind of critical things that makes Duradero different, and that's how we designed the last.
Just a little trick, Todd, that I will now share with the world here.
When we developed the idea of Duradero was that we wanted them to fit differently. We saw in the marketplace pretty consistently that a lot of the boots that were out in the marketplace, guys were rolling over them, blowing them out, and they didn't have a wide enough base. So that's one of the things we're seeing as the demographic for construction tends to get a little bit older. People aren't willing to make the sacrifices anymore. So we believe that we've discovered one of the kind of critical things that makes Duradero different, and that's how we designed the last. The last, once you grab that, let me see it here. So this is the form that our boots are made on. So why don't you talk a little bit about how this last is different from any of our competitors and anything else that's in the market?
Yeah, thanks, Todd. You know, one of the things, we know that there's been so much work done for materials and all that, but when you get to comfort in my mind, as I was taught many years ago, is in the last, in the fitting. And so, as you mentioned, I had boots that I would try on my size 10, size 10 and a half. I'd have to go up to an 11, sometimes 11 and a half just to get what I needed. And I'm a narrow foot to begin with. So we went into Duradero to give our last a little bit more width, so you have a nice foundation to step on. And we also put a little bit more length, and we put a little bit more girth and waist measurements, so that, because my philosophy is that when you're working in the field or you're working in construction or wherever it might be for the industrial guy, your foot swells all day. So I put in what I call the swell allowance. I gave it a little bit more girth, I gave it a little bit more length. That gives our steel toe so you're not bunched up and pinching. And just a little trick, Todd, that I will now share with the world here is the last can sometimes be a little too straight. So what we did was put a little bit of what's called a gun. We just took it a little bit off the big toe here, and it's a little bit of my secret, so I'll share it with the world. And you just take it, and then that way your foot's kind of got a natural, if you ever saw your foot when it's wet at a swimming pool, it kind of goes a little bit to the inside just roughly. We just took it here a little bit and just took a little twist and gave it a little bit to keep it off the big toe here. And so that's how our Candido, and we just didn't do that without running trials, and we tested it out, and we were very pleased with the fit. So sometimes people say, oh, you got a generous fit. Yeah, okay, maybe it's generous. Almost conjures up that it's too big. And sometimes if you're a narrow guy, yeah, it might be a little bit wide for you. We're very happy with the fit because for me, comfort is in the fit.
So of the philosophy of saying that the last is first, right?
Yeah,
that's one of the things that's what we try to say is that we get that. And then the other thing that I think a lot of companies don't do this is that we use a different last for the soft toe and the safety toe, because you have to take into consideration that extra girth that's put in there because of the safety toe. And I can tell this particular last right here is one that's designed for the safety toe.
Yeah, we've got that safety toe. You can see, I call it a dolphin nose. You can kind of just see it, it kind of swoops down, and that would be where our steel toe fits. And then that helps keeps the bulbous look off of it, if you will. And also, one of the reasons that we need to make it a little bit longer, maybe a little bit wider, is to accommodate for that safety toe in there, whether it's steel or comp toe. Yeah, we're very happy with the way the fit came out, and we get a lot of compliments from our customers, and that's one of the most gratifying things, is to say, hey, these things are great. And you know what's really cool for me is the wide widths, because the guys at Florsheim taught me on the wide widths, Jim, the wide width is 3E width, not 2E. And so we made our wide widths on 3E, and our wide guys love us. And so we're going to continue doing what we want to do to please that wide guy's fit. So we got more coming that way. And I'll tell you what, I'm not opposed to going to a 5E if we need to, but maybe not right now. So we'll get to that point later on. So very proud of our Candido last and our Tacone last that we very similar for the boot, Todd, with the heel on it. That's our Tacone last. And the wedge is the Candido last. So very, very happy with the outcome of all of those.